Hey dorks, just a quick message reminding you to head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast and give us a follow. We live stream when we record our new podcast episodes, and we're live streaming video game sessions on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're playing super rad stuff like Among Us, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Jackbox games, and Tabletop Simulator. Come hang out and play along with us. That's twitch.tv/mindgappodcast.
Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin.
And we want to welcome back two very wonderful and also amicable guys that are in a very deep and loving relationship, just like Justin and myself. Please welcome back Chris Felucci and Matt Lampson. Did I do it? Did I do it right?
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah.
I feel I don't want to speak for Chris, but I feel pretty welcome.
Nice. That's good. That's what we want.
I mean, if I had to choose between your intro that we got just now and Justin's intro that we got last time, I would pick your intro.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
That's
Justin,
the face.
Hey, that's cool, man. Thanks.
I'm just kidding. I love your intro too. Hey, we'll talk about it later. I'll just stay on the call.
Cool.
Justin, it was pretty garbage, Justin.
Yeah, no, I suck.
Jared asked if a Tuscan Raider joined the show. Yes, it did. That was my Tuscan Raider accent. One of the only ones I can get right. So I'm pretty happy about that.
What's your Tuscan Raider accent?
He's like,
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you said, can I do a Tuscan Raider accent? Yes. And that was your impression.
mm-hmm. Yep.
I am a Tuscan Raider.
There we go.
Because for us, Doug, on Discord, whenever you get super loud like that, the audio cuts out.
Sweet.
So we saw you do this, and then we heard, and that was it.
Yep.
Okay, let me do it a little bit better.
Which is why I still don't know what the impression sounds like.
Arr.
That's
Oh,
if you would have done that, I'd been like, oh, Tuscan Raider.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
That was some ASMR stuff. Like,
yeah.
Arr. Get off my sand.
Oh, stop it.
Squeep.
I don't like
Can you say that
sand.
hard right here.
It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's a good Hayden Christensen impression.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
I think there was not enough emotion in it, though. This is my thing.
No.
Sorry, I mean, too much emotion for Hayden Christensen.
I feel bad for that guy.
I say not enough.
I feel like that guy is just, he just needed the right project with the right director. You know?
Cool. Yeah. Is that still coming along then, or?
I mean, I hope so. I mean,
Okay, yeah, me too.
Jumper was fantastic.
Jumper, I just rewatched that recently. Great concept, terribly executed. Still watched it. Like, it's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Watch it right.
I didn't watch it right. Like, with my eyes open, I didn't do it right.
I think Hayden Christensen is going to voice the main character in Cars 5. I think that's the right pick for him.
There you go. I want to see Quentin Tarantino direct something that Hayden Christensen's in and just see what Tarantino can get out of him. Maybe Tarantino can get him to say the N-word or something. I don't know. And we can just see really what it's all about.
I don't even think you need to cast him in a movie to make him do that.
Are we just assuming that Hayden Christensen is super racist?
Why not? We're making broad, sweeping generalizations right now.
This is a segment we like to call broad strokes.
Prove me wrong.
Have you ever heard him not say it?
I love that. I love that reverse psychology of like, has he ever not said it? You know?
You don't know.
Just saying.
Anyway, we want to welcome back to the show Chris and Matt of the Chris and Matt Show. We've had you guys on before. We've had you on individually and also as the power couple that you are. So excited to have you back.
Are you guys rebranding to just Chris and Matt now? Are you dropping the show?
We've been rebranded for years, Justin, and you're our producer.
Well, yeah. The thing is, I never know because I'm like, I don't want to not tell people it's a show, but it is. But it's also the two of you. It's very confusing.
What was that? It's also the two of you.
It's also the two of you. Sitting up in the front room of your fucking house. With your mothers.
Yeah. Chris, can you take this, Chris?
Yeah, you're right.
Cool. So
Yeah,
Chris and Matt from the Chris and Matt.
We just do Chris and Matt or Chris and Matt show.
Have you ever seen The Social Network?
Yes.
So you know how they're like just Facebook, not the Facebook?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's us. We are Facebook now.
So you are the Ohio State University.
Look at me now. I'm Facebook now.
I'm the.
Carter Slotty says the profile photo of their YouTube channel literally says the Chris and Matt Show. So I mean,
This is why I'm confused.
Okay,
their faces.
Hold on, give me like 5
Their
minutes.
faces, they both went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Be 5 minutes here. The thing is that we made.
Yeah. So we rebranded, but then we didn't execute.
Said branding. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
That's just how it's done.
And that's business, baby.
Welcome to show business.
Showbiz, huh?
So we'll definitely
guys-
go ahead, Justin.
No, I was just gonna say we're super happy to have you guys back. Outside of we love having you on here. But Tui State has done a bunch of your guys' videos, and we absolutely love working with you guys. You're so much fun to work with, and if people have not checked you guys out, tell them real quick at the top of the show. We'll do it again at the bottom, but how can people find you guys? Either one of you can answer that question.
I'll take the top. I'm a top. He's a bottom.
I'd just say that's categorically false.
But we got, if you go to YouTube, you can actually search, we did rebrand here. If you do like youtube.com/c/Chris and Matt, we pop up. So we
Should I put the
rebranded
www in front of all that first, or is it just regular YouTube?
No, just like youtube.com. Yeah, that's all. That's
Cool.
But yeah, so like you can get us there on like YouTube. Actually, you can like search us too. Like we started to pop up in like Google. So if you search like Chris and Matt show or Chris and Matt, Life After Thanos Snapped, because that's just like our most popular one right now.
Great,
we'll
great
pop
video,
up
by
as,
the
like,
way.
the top thing. Thank you. Yeah, so I mean that's just like one of the many ways. I mean, we're also on Instagram. We're working on Twitter. This is a fun little story that I don't think I've shared with everyone yet. So I tried to make us a Twitter account, Matt, and I tried to get Chris and Matt, but it was taken. But when you go to like that Twitter handle, Chris and Matt, it's like a crazy, weird, like it's obviously like a scam or like some sort of bot. Like none of it makes sense. They've only posted like 3-4 times. And I was like, I'm going to report this and I'm just going to keep checking to see if it gets deleted. And then as soon as it's available, I'm going to try and grab it.
Before you do that, maybe I know the people who made that. And it definitely wasn't me using both of our identities without your permission, trying to scam people. But maybe try reporting it in a week or so. We'll see.
You know Russian?
До свидания.
Oh, surprises! Anastasia.
Ratatouille? I don't know. So yeah, you can find us on YouTube, and then if you just Google the Chris and Matt Show, which is what we've just recently rebranded back to, the fourth link that shows up is the link to buying tickets for our show back in 2019.
So we got you on all fronts. We got you on the time front. We got you on the rebranding front. You can't escape us. We're so easy to find.
Do you miss life before the pandemic? Google Chris and Matt. And
Stuck in time.
Also, if you check us out on Facebook, there's like, I don't know, maybe like 5 tops videos that we don't have on our YouTube channel because YouTube, we have to be more careful about things we say and copyright infringement from the early days. But yeah, Facebook, YouTube, now Twitter coming soon. Instagram. Yeah.
In the chat, Jared says the when you mentioned the Thanos Life After the Snap, he said that video should be added to Disney Plus. There is, from what I've seen in the comments and everything on YouTube, that is not a dissenting opinion. That is a opinion shared by many people. Do you guys want to talk about
real quick,
success you guys have?
If you guys head over to change.org and type in Chris and Matt, you'll see the petition to get Life After the Snap added on to Disney Plus.
Awesome.
So yeah,
You're making that up. Hold on, wait. Are you serious?
do it and find out.
You're gonna make me really
also
happy or really
go to
sad.
poop.com.
Also sponsored by poop.com.
Don't have to tell me twice. I went to poop.com already.
Favorites?
Justin, to answer your question, you asked about our success with that one video. Yep. Chris and I, it's funny, we texted Chris, was that like yesterday or the day before? We were texting about these separate instances we both had individually where like people either approached us or like I was at home in Philadelphia last week, and my mom was at a Home Depot, and my mom, we're very similar. She talks to everybody and is annoying. And she was in line at Home Depot and saw like a mom with her kid who had like a Avengers backpack or something. So of course they start talking, and that apparently that young mother like had watched our video.
No shit.
Like, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane. I love that.
She was like, is he here in the store?
Oh wow.
Like, no.
Dude, that's amazing.
So cool. Congrats.
Right? And then Chris had something recently the other day.
Yeah, I was having a beer and at a brewery, and somebody just went, Matt? I was like, who? I was like, I know that name. I'll react. And they're like, Matt, from Chris and Matt. And I was like, good enough, yeah. No, but she was just like, I've seen your show, and like I saw you guys on YouTube, and
That's
I was
wild.
like,
Man.
oh, like cool, like thanks, yeah. They were like,
Did
are you
you
guys gonna
correct
be
her?
doing shows again? Come again?
Did you correct her?
No.
No.
Do I look like the guy that would correct somebody? Absolutely not.
It's amazing.
I'm that guy that everybody talks about. That's like, and then they gave me the thing that I didn't order at the restaurant, and I was like, nope, I was probably wrong. Thank you. This is exactly what I ordered.
And this is why Chris and I work so well together, because we couldn't be more opposite. I'd be like, you think I'm Chris? That's very nice, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I have face hair.
Yeah. I did
Does this look like alopecia to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, you
but
guys
this-
currently have 363,000 views on that video, so congratulations. That's amazing. If you haven't already, definitely check it out. It's a wonderful little sketch. It's fantastic. I was pumped when it came out, and I'm thrilled that you guys are getting traction on it because it is well deserved.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take the compliment.
Okay.
Fucks.
Speaking of Marvel,
Yeah. Did you guys check
Nice
out the
segue.
new Venom 2 trailer?
I don't know. That's Sony. That's not Marvel.
Yeah. Well,
in conjunction with Marvel Entertainment,
yeah.
it's what it said at the beginning of the shit trailer.
Yeah, right? Justin just spoiled
Okay,
how he
well-
feels about it.
So Venom is bad, right? We can all agree.
He's an anti-hero.
No, I think he means the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, Venom's a bad guy, right?
I'm talking about the thing that the snake does to me. Venom is bad.
Superman, good. Sure, buddy. Yeah.
Matt is still working through the concept of good versus bad. Yeah.
Batman bad. No.
Batman,
no.
But Batman bad. Bad.
There's good and there's bad. No, so when I was this past weekend, I was at an Airbnb in New York, and I was just falling asleep almost every night. I was just throwing on whatever shit TV they had because they didn't have like Netflix. They had like on demand. So I caught the last 40 minutes of Venom 2 nights in a row.
Oof.
And with commercials, and they're brutal.
It sounds like Justin's usual movie watching routine, honestly.
I know that struggle. Yeah.
And dude, like, I feel like have you guys all seen it?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So I've only seen the last, let's call it 30 minutes, because 10 of those 40 were commercials. So I bet I can summarize the entire movie with just having watched the end of it. Tom Hardy does a shitty accent and plays some like whatever dude. It gets this like, parasite that's evil, but then turns good to combat the other former, planet mates, other of his species. I don't know what you would call it. And, and then he like eats a bunch of people and feels bad about it, but then he's good. It's just lame as fuck. It's terrible.
That's pretty accurate. That I feel like if I were to go to IMDb, that's exactly what I would see.
Yep.
I think what I liked about it was Tom Hardy was like in it to win it, man. Like, it's like no one told him that it was a bad movie, and he was just going for broke. And I appreciate that. Like, he just really was. I don't think
it's his fault. It's not his fault.
Oh no, not at all. It's always amazing when there are these movies that are just sort of like not good, but you see an actor in there that's just swinging for the fences, man. They're just like, I'm giving it my all, and you're like, hey, you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate what's happening here. I mean, the lobster sequence, right? Do you recall that one, Matt, where he was?
But I can picture it in my head. Tell me.
I mean, he goes into a restaurant to find his lady, right? And like the symbiote looks at this lobster tank. It's like, we're hungry, and like he just dives in, and he's like Tom Hardy dives into this tank full of lobsters, and it's just like, it's amazing. Like, the guy is like, I have this thing inside of me, and we're gonna eat these lobsters. He just goes in it, and he's like in it to win it, man. I'm like, God bless you, man. You never let up.
I like how Jared is trying to defend Venom in the chat. Is Venom a bad movie, or is it a movie? Is it just a movie with bad bits?
So that sounds like a bad movie to me. Mm-hmm. It's what he described.
It's just a movie where all the bits don't work, so it's a bad movie.
Slatted bar fast 20.
Yes. That's the man. That's Matt's five-star Amazon review of Venom. I love it.
I want to watch the last 30 minutes of like movies and just give really shitty reviews.
I think that could be a thing that you guys do. That could
Based
be one
on
of your
the
bits.
ending.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like use the wrong words. Like, what did I call the other symbiotes? Is planet mates? Like,
These planet mates?
I don't. What word would you guys use? Okay.
They're planet
Other
mates.
aliens.
Yeah, I remember.
Whatever.
I remember watching Venom and then like seeing the end credit sequence where he just goes and talks to, it was just so on the nose where he's like, there will be carnage. That's like, oh my God, Jesus. There's just like so bad. And Woody Harrelson just looked so dumb, like with the hair and everything like that. It looks so bad. It looks so bad.
I might be with Jared on this one, where I'm like, yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest reviews I saw about somebody was like, throughout Venom, Tom Hardy, he looks like shit. The guy's wearing like, he's sweaty, he's always in like sweats, like he just never looks clean kept. And it's like, yeah, because he's got an alien inside of him. Like, they nailed it. He nailed the look the whole way through.
I'm
like,
not
yeah, it's
disagreeing with the look of Tom Hardy at all.
Yeah, but that's just a good bit. There was a good bit in there.
It's not completely bad bits. Yeah. The costumes and makeup were great,
Yeah. I mean, they did a lot better than not Eddie Brock. I mean, that's his name.
Aaron Brockovich.
But, yeah, where Julia Roberts did it in Spider-Man 3, and they kept peeling it back, and he was like, I don't know, that 70s show.
Who played Venom?
Did you just say Julia Roberts played Venom?
And you said
Topher Grace who played Venom.
Yes.
I heard Julia Roberts. What's
Yeah, because you said Aaron Brockovich. I was yes, Andy, man.
But then you ended it with like that 70s show. I'm like, where the fuck did we go?
Take your lead.
I'm sorry. This is why we don't do improv.
So the trailer came out. I watched it, and I was just it's just Sony movies, man. Their trailers are just always long. They are long ass trailers. They're like, you want to see this whole movie? We're about to show you.
Yeah.
And it's like, good Lord. And it's just, I don't know, man. Carnage is a really cool character. And I just don't trust Sony handling any of the Marvel universe at all. Like they can't be trusted. They seem to bungle it up every single time. And watching this, I'm like, cool. This is no different than any other time we've introduced like a really cool villain and just watched it get flushed down the toilet because the people making it either don't understand it or they're just trying to make money off of it. And it was just kind of, I watched it. I'm like, it'll probably be another situation where if it shows up on streaming, I'll go check it out. But is this one of the ones too where it said only in theaters?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like very much only in theaters. Like we ain't renting this shit out to HBO Max. You can only see it in theaters. I'm like, I'll wait until it's on HBO Max.
I'll be waiting till it's
Well, it'll be on what it'll be on is Cinemax or Stars,
Ugh.
which no one has.
Was Skinemax a thing?
It was.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Softcore porn, baby. Late night.
The one thing that got me was the very beginning of the trailer because I barely made it 30 seconds in. I just pulled it up because I was like, was it 30? It is 30 seconds in. The whole like scene where he's like getting breakfast ready and everything's going to hell and it's all like getting mixed up and like everything's on fire and there's a chicken on the couch for some reason, which I assume he has to keep for eggs. I don't know. Why wouldn't Venom just eat the chicken? I have questions. But then when he throws all the food on, nothing's burnt. If anything, I'm like, those Eggo waffles actually look good.
Well, because
like,
what you don't see is he takes them off before they burn, but he leaves some of the ingredients in there, and that's what's burning, Chris.
But we saw, I mean, I guess, but like we saw the eggs on fire. I just assumed like that was.
He made more, Chris. He made more.
All right, well,
it's like the
just
first
screw
pancake.
me.
The first pancake always sucks, right? You know?
Come in with your reasoning, Doug. Just come in.
He redid it, man. He's learning. He can't
Have you
expect
never
him.
had eggs au flambe? Because those turned out perfect.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Cool.
one of those
We're
things
done
where,
here.
again, like a whole bit is just thrown out there. I'm like, it sets such a weird tone. They're like, hey, the symbiote and Eddie they're buddies. He's like, hello. Right. You know, it's just like this really weird, like he might as well be like a Muppet attached to him. He's just like, ha, da, da. He's like a Swedish chef, you know, making stuff. And he's like, hello, Mrs. Jordan. You know, it's just, what? It's so weird. And then it gets like
but he had
dark.
to tell her. He had to be like, oh, he said hi. Like,
yeah.
So nobody else can hear him. It's just
yeah.
She saw the tentacle wave.
The tentacle, which is straight. I mean, we all know where that's going.
Tentacle porn.
Mm-hmm.
Rule 30.
Hentai.
What do you mean the chocolate's not here? I don't have a soundboard. I have to improvise. So yeah, no, I find myself every time I see another one of these type of movies come out, I find myself just wishing that Sony would give in and just give it back to Marvel because I would love to see what Marvel does with a Venom movie.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I love it. Zenny says yes. Oh, this movie just needs to follow Eddie Brock's life with symbiote and no villains.
Right? It's just a funny. It's the Odd Couple. That's all we're watching is the Odd Couple.
Yeah, as they just go and figure out he has to go to the DMV with a symbiote. You know.
Yeah, I think it could be fun. You know, hey, come on, think about like Thor 1 and 2, and then we got Thor 3, and it was amazing. 1 and 2 was like nah, but then like, so this could be that
Venom
situation.
Ragnarok, yeah.
Venom Ragnarok.
It's just a shot-for-shot remake of Thor Ragnarok.
But
they
put
sub out.
Venom
Yes, yeah.
in place of Meek, not Thor. Meek.
Meek. Yeah.
I'm Venom.
Well, it's just, you know, it'd be so cool to have Venom in the MCU with Spider-Man. Like, how he's such a cool character, you know, and people love Venom. It's just a shame that Sony knows that the Spider-Man franchise makes money. You know, basically it's a cash machine, and so they're just so unwilling.
Yeah, don't sell that.
To sell it.
I legitimately didn't know that Spider-Man 1 and 2 was it Homecoming and Far From Home were not on Disney Plus.
Oh, I didn't realize that either because I own them.
Because of that whole deal. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think they do now. Yeah. Didn't they come to an agreement?
They're currently not on Disney Plus. No. Sony was like, hey, you guys help us make these because we suck at making these. And so Sony's like, we'll take half the money. You can put the character in your stories.
Your little skits.
In your little skits. And Marvel is like,
It's only a little skits.
yeah.
Jared says, man, Doug loves licking Marvel's boot. I do, because
they're better than DC.
They haven't,
Moving on.
they haven't really had a failure yet, you know, and they will at some point. Eventually it's going to happen, but I mean...
Are they going to do a multiverse one with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire?
That's the rumor.
That'd be
Allegedly,
so cool.
Andrew
So
Garfield
dope.
has said hard stop. No, it's not. He's like, no one has reached out to me yet. But a lot of fans still don't want to believe this.
That sounded like a fan theory that got blown up out of proportion to like, wouldn't it be cool if? And it's like, nah.
Just put in Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can
Because
shoot.
why not?
I can shoot web out my wrist, and it's uncomfortable.
I hate spider webs. They get everywhere.
Right?
Spiders, they have too many eyes.
On my face.
Everything sticks to me.
Tortured by everything.
Everything's sticky.
I killed all of them. Not just the insects, but the arachnids too. I'm sorry. Yeah, the poor guy. He probably did his best.
He's a really
arachnid.
He's a nice man.
Yeah.
Easy to make fun of.
Yeah, he's a good
The thing
guy.
is, Jamie Foxx and is it Alfred Molina
Yes.
are both confirmed to be coming back. So whether or not we get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, the Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina are legitimately confirmed to be back in. So who knows what the fuck they're doing?
It's Alfred Molina.
He was Doc Ock in Spider-Man.
From Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
Look it up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
He was in The West Wing. You don't remember him?
I was always in the
Played-
East Wing.
Oh, fair enough.
We're just going to sit in that one for a minute. For a whole minute.
I mean, he was in I wish my soundboard was active right now.
I know.
Yeah.
What would it say? Do it.
God damn it! That's what mine would say.
Yep.
So, you guys, let's anyone gonna go see Venom 2 in the theater when it comes out? Yay, nay?
I don't know. I was gonna say yes, but I don't know. Oh, you got me all antsy about it.
What, just
Were
going
you
to a
really
theater?
gonna say yes, potentially?
Yeah, I was about to be like, yeah, why not? I don't know. It's a fun movie to like. I know what I'm getting into. Nothing good. Just go have fun and see it. Should go out to theaters and like have a night on the town because I haven't had one in forever. When's it come out?
Stand
Does it
by.
matter? It said coming soon.
Oh, so yeah, soon.
September
Yeah.
24th.
29%. Oh, geez, man, maybe not.
It's supposed to be coming out September 24th, 2021. So,
Wait, it already has 29%.
No. The first
It's
Venom.
loading.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, that's bullshit.
wait. Andy Serkis directed this?
Well, there you go.
What?
Well, now you know it's gonna be good.
He is good.
All right.
Isn't that Colin?
All right.
Jared,
Yeah.
I'm interested in this because Doug and I have had this debate before. Jared said, this is why Vellucci is great. Movies are just fun. Just enjoy them. So my question to Jared, have you never seen a bad movie? Is there any movie that you've watched and you've gone, that was horrible? While he ponders that in Australia, the two of you, is there such a thing as a bad movie? Or is that or better yet, can there be such a thing as a guilty pleasure? Or is that just a movie that you like? Like, because guilty pleasures assume that it's a bad movie and you feel bad, you're guilty about liking it. If you say something's a guilty pleasure, isn't it just a good movie to you?
Yeah, this is why I'm a really good guest because I'm going to give you a lot of good stuff right here. Are there bad movies? Yeah. Is a guilty pleasure just something you like? Yeah.
Perfect. See, there we go, guys. Moving on.
So I absolutely, my guilty pleasure is bad movies. And yeah, I guess I would be guilty because it's like, I know they're awful, but I still enjoy them. One of my favorites, holy crap, I'm going to say it, The Space Between Us, The Kids Born on Mars. Have you guys seen this?
No. Oh,
This is
that's
gonna be
the
really
one where
telling.
he comes back and gets sick
Yeah, it's
because
like-
of gravity and yeah.
So it's a super long trip to Mars. It takes like a year plus time, whatever. Anyway, two of the like astronauts end up getting it on. Mom gets pregnant. They get to Mars. The kid is born on Mars, so he grows up on Mars, like there, because obviously it's like too expensive. So he's kind of kept a secret and lives on Mars and everything. But because it's like a lower gravity and all this stuff, like he's like weak because he's used to like 0.5 gravity. So then he like, I don't know, when he like unwraps a chocolate bar and it has like a ticket back to Earth or something. But he goes back to Earth, and when he gets there, it's like he's slow. God, so it's awful. He's like slowly dying because like his heart can't handle the gravity. Like it can't pump the blood. Like his muscles are weak. And it's like if he's on Earth any longer, he'll die. But totally meets this girl that he falls in love with within like the 4 days that he's there. Very like Romeo Juliet-esque, but like, you know, and he's just like, I only know Red Planet, and look at this. There's color and flowers and beautiful things in nature, and you. You know, so it's just
pretty bad
awful.
dialogue.
The entire time I watched it, I was like, this is awful. But I was laughing and just enjoying it because, like, I don't know, there's just something about it that you watch it, you're like, this is fantastic. They really did it. They really did it. They kept going.
There's no movie that you hate. Interesting.
Has anybody seen Saturday Night Fever?
No.
Oh, it's been a long fucking time.
Chris?
No, I don't think I have.
So it's like, but like everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like I had never seen it either. And I was at home in Philly last week and my mom wanted to watch it. And I don't know why. And one night we're hanging out. I'm like, sure, I guess, you know, it's coming up on Mother's Day. Like, you know, if it makes you happy, Mom, I'll watch Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever with you. It was bad. It was not good. It was like what launched John Travolta into stardom, and like it was before Grease, and I mean he's good at acting, and he's like handsome and good at dancing and stuff like that. But it's a bad movie. There's no plot. The plot is people dance at a dance club, and there's like girls that just love him, and there's this like girl that like wants to have sex with him, but he doesn't want to have sex with her. So then she tries to have sex with his friends, but then they all get in a car together, and his friends like rape her in the back of the car, and he just like allows it. And
I remember
like
that part.
I'm like watching this with my mom. Yeah, like one of his buddies is having sex with her, and they like high five and swap out, and some other guy gets in the back, and she's like screaming no, and he's sitting in the front seat just like this wouldn't happen, you know, like just like brooding. Like it's not a good movie.
Oh my god!
So it didn't age well.
It did not.
Is what I'm learning. You know, and on the other side, the space between us is definitely going to age.
Oh,
well.
I thought you were going to do the other side of like the perspective from that car. Like now, from the other perspective, these guys. I was like, all right, Bellucci, play devil's advocate.
Nope. I will not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Jared, I hear what you're saying, where that like movies are supposed to be fun. And I look, a bad movie can still be fun. I absolutely agree. But there are some movies that are just bad. Like
Clowns from Outer Space. That was fantastic.
There you go.
I knew exactly what I was getting with that movie.
Mm-hmm. That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
When the balloon animal dog bites the person, that was hilarious. They nailed it. That's peak comedy.
Yeah. No, I'd say there's definitely times where, I mean, I can watch movies that I know are probably objectively bad, but I still enjoy them. That's what I consider a guilty pleasure. Battlefield Earth, another John Travolta joint, terrible movie. Just bad. I still fucking watch it whenever I see it. I'm like, all right, let's watch this one, baby. It's not going to be good, but it's enjoyable. It's bad in a good way. I'd say the same thing about the new Mortal Kombat movie. It's not a good movie, but is it enjoyable? Yeah, sure is.
Fantastic. Come on, you had Jared in there, and he just grabs the lizard's heart and says Kano wins.
That's a big word for that movie.
Yeah, it's definitely, but there's also ones where like I watch a movie and I'm like, I'm not enjoying it because it's something the way that it is distracting, or I'm a big story person, or like the story has to make sense. So that's where I kind of, a lot of these movies will sort of like run rampant with me, is when I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And when it doesn't make sense, it starts unraveling. Practical Doug starts going through all the files and being like, this doesn't make sense. And then it just sort of like falls to pieces. But I can handle a movie with bad special effects and probably even a little bit of bad acting if the story's good. That's usually what works for me. So,
Doug, have you seen The Lighthouse?
yeah.
Damn it. What did you think?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was an artsy film. I thought the acting was great. Probably won't watch it again.
Man, I felt like I was so excited to say this movie because I thought you were going to be like, it was garbage. I didn't understand why there was this happening and this happening. Like,
I mean, I got the parables to the Greek, stuff and whatnot and whatever. It was fine, but I was like, I also knew what I was getting into. Was that an A24 movie? I don't even remember. I just knew it was an artsy film. So
yeah.
So I know, like, when I go to those, I'm like, hey, man, don't expect what you normally expect. Just enjoy the moment. Go along.
This isn't Avengers.
This is not going to be Avengers. Like, this is going to be a different, like, I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for The Green Knight. It's another A24 flick that's coming out. It looks very interesting. It's essentially the tale of the Green Knight, the old tale about a knight that comes into King Arthur's court and he challenges someone to chop his head off. One of the knights does, but then the guy puts his head back on his head. And he's like, since you couldn't chop my head off in 1 year's time, you have to come find me. I'm going to chop your head off. It's a whole story. It's a whole thing. And it looks pretty wild and looks very interesting. So, wow. Same thing. But A24 is in front of it. So I'm like, this isn't going to be what you're used to. So just know that.
Is it a medieval times story?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I really loved sitting in the Green Knight section.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
this would be great if it was set in like the 70s, but people are just like chopping each other's heads.
And they're like,
just a serial
groovy,
killer from San Francisco that's called the Green Knight.
there you go.
And then they go disco dance with John Travolta.
This sounds like a good movie.
So that's what I like to do. They like to take those classic Shakespearean, plays and put them in a different time period. And it's like, whoa, these stories transcend time. Like that's what people get all excited about.
Yeah. Was that you drying your neck off with a towel?
Yeah, one of the many towels that I have that have Willem Dafoe's jizz on them because he filled all of them up from the lighthouse when he was jerking off in the lighthouse.
My gosh. Speaking of jerking off in a lighthouse, SNL.
Yeah, man.
Am I right?
Yeah. Elon Musk was on there. Did you guys watch it? What'd you think?
I did watch it. It was bad.
Nice.
I saw the monologue.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the sketches. I did like that thing where you just watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all you needed to see.
I liked the opening monologue because it was like I guess I didn't know he had Asperger's.
I didn't either. I don't think anyone did. I think that was
apparently that was his announcement. Like that was the big announcement from it. And Dogecoin went tanked as soon as his mom said those two words. It apparently just dropped 30%.
Wow.
Dun dun.
There was like I don't know, maybe like one. There was like one funny sketch for me where it was called Murder Durder, where it was just a really botched Philly accent sketch.
I thought of you immediately. Yeah. As soon as that one came, I'm like, oh, I hope Matt sees this.
So they did a really good job for the most part with the Philly accent, but like Durder is a little too far. No, like nobody says like my son and Durder. I don't do that.
Someone murdered me, Durder.
But like when they're like, oh, we gotta go fucking home and get a Coke and hoagies and like shit like that, kind of like some people talk like that. And then the one thing, Chris, Mackenzie does this, and it pisses me off too because people say they try to get the wooder and they say wooder. It's not wooder, it's wooder. You can hear the difference. I'm not crazy, right? But like water is wooder, and they hit on that.
So like udder, wooder.
Not like udder, like wooder.
Wooder.
So
what are you?
like
wait, what are you saying?
Something is more wood. It's wooder.
Yes, that is correct,
Okay.
and that is what you drink. Yes,
I did it.
It's funny, before you even brought that up, Matt, Slotty goes, how does Matt pronounce water? And you already got to it. So there you go.
Wider.
Because everyone wants to know.
Yeah. Every night when I was at home, my mom would be like, all right, I'm going up. You want me to put a couple bottles of water by your bedside? I'm like, uh-huh. Thanks, Mom. You're
what are some other like Philly words that like, because I'm not too familiar with the Philly accent.
No one is.
This is deep Philly, and like only people who like live or grew up in the city say this. Anything that has a TW, like if it's your 21st birthday, or if you wanted to have a Twix bar. We're watching on Twitch. it's actually like a CH. Like, oh, dude, I took my buddy out for his 21st birthday last night.
Oh wow.
It's like yeah.
First birthday.
20.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can you hand me that? Can you hand me that Twix bar?
Twix.
Yeah, it's like it's disgusting. And it doesn't
So what if you say that Mind Gap Podcast is streaming on Twitch tonight?
Get podcast is streaming on Twitch tonight.
Say
You almost sound like you're trying to do a bad like British accent. It's almost
No way. Wait, Chris, what were you gonna say?
Mind Gap Pod 22nd or episode 22 is on Twitch tonight at twilight.
Fucking Mind Gap podcast, like episode 22, is streaming on Twitch tonight. That what the fuck did you? At
Twilight. Just trying to get to
at Twilight, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's
Twilight.
like Twilight's like.
Doesn't he
it's
sound like
like
he's from the UK? It's like, oi dear bruv, my Gap podcast is gonna be on Twitch tonight.
I don't think
How
I
come
sound
you
like.
said 22 but not 22?
Oh, it's so it's like I before E, except when you say O. Because you can't say true.
Why not?
Now
No T in front of Y. But it's just, yeah, it's gross. It's oh, dude, like it's aggressive and just Coke and hoagies. That's like growing up in theater. They would say it is Coke and hoagies, not Coke and hoagies, because we had all these like people that had Philly accents in high school and stuff.
That's amazing.
It's
I remember
amazing.
getting that with like cat. People would be like, "It's not cat, it's cat," and I'd be like, "It's cat." I'm going to get
What? I didn't hear the difference there.
And yeah,
Cat.
It's the T.
Cat.
Like whenever we say something like that ends in a T, we typically just kind of like cut off the word. So it's like cat or like pat, Matt. But
You
you're
talking about
supposed to be like,
in
"It's
Chicago
Matt."
or?
No, just to like
Like
in human
anybody.
linguistics,
Oh,
I'd be like, or just English. I don't know, American.
Yeah.
how
I
they
would. Go ahead, Chris.
No.
We won't talk until you say your thing. None of us will.
Great. This is good for an audio format.
wait, who's saying what now?
Right, exactly. Where I grew up, people used to call a creek a crick. And a derogatory term you would say to someone is you call them a cricker. That's like you're a dirty, slubby, poor person. And like, look at Justin over there, look at that cricker. And you'd be like, what? It's like shirts come off, brass knuckles come out. It's like
Shirts come off, which proves the exact opposite of what was just said.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally proves that you're not.
Like, say
hanging
that
out
again
with
to my
creeps.
face. And they come up and they're just like, it's Duke's time, you know?
Say that to my
Sure,
face.
brass
I don't
knuckles.
think I said it to your back.
It's like, you what? Say that again. You want to buy meth from me again? You will say you're sorry or you will fight me for it. A lot of meth where I grew up.
Any derogatory term I want to call someone is just a snom.
Snom? Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just like, you know, next
gross
date
one.
night with my wife, I just want to get in close and be like, baby, I want to get all up in that snom. You know? See what she says. She'd be like, what? Baby,
I don't want to
It would
sound
be
too
too
much
much.
like a cricker,
yeah.
but I'm going to get up in that snom.
Listen, I know it. I know you're tired, but I could use some real snom loving right now.
Let me go and get myself stuck somewhere real quick.
And then you could just happen upon me. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Zenny goes,
But, like,
fuck Chris,
they start
fuck
getting
Matt
late.
too.
They start getting lazy with it, and they're like not actually getting stuck. They're just like, oh no, I am stuck between these coasters.
Oh no, I can't get off the couch.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
Ooh, good. Now let's put you in something really comfortable, but have your butt showing, and you'll be my real snom.
Oh my god, this is for adults.
I just caught up on the chat though. That's
Yeah.
fucking. Fuck Chris. It was Matt. Fuck Matt too.
Fuck Doug and Justin. I'm leaving.
Wait, why are they saying fuck us?
Because Snom is one of Zenny's favorite Pokemon.
Oh yeah, no, I love Snom. I just want to fuck it.
Like he really likes it. So don't leave.
It's very much a fuckable Pokemon. Okay, new question. Who's the most fuckable Pokemon?
Snom.
Yeah,
I feel like
we're
there's an
talking
answer
about
out there that you can Google. I don't want it on my search history.
Chris, you don't have to Google.
go
You
ahead.
know, you listed so many names. Who's the most fuckable Pokemon?
I will Google it right now.
Let's do it.
You guys,
I mean, I feel like it's got it's. I don't think it has to be Jinx, but it's like obviously like that realm. It's
gotta
not
be-
Jinx. Jinx
it's
like
Chortle,
too
right?
much.
the first one that comes up is Vaporeon.
No, what?
Dude,
The
Jinx!
little mermaid
Ah!
thing?
Vaporeon? Oh, there we go.
Boy,
Wait, here
we're
we
all
go.
looking this up now.
Yeah, this is
What?
great.
Dude, that thing has like a tail.
Yeah, oh, now I'm seeing Ditto is close to the top. Jinx is in the maybe column. Snorlax is please keep it away. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Come on, Vellucci. Of all the Pokemon you played, which one?
Which one did you want to stick your dick?
Which one is the most fuckable? Maybe not necessarily your preference, but which one is the most fuckable?
Dude,
Here's
Chris,
what's upsetting.
Answer the question,
like-
Chris.
I'm about to, but I want to preface it.
Oh God.
Obviously, I play Pokemon. I like to look up what's the best Pokemon, what's this, what's like, who's the best fairy type, who's the best poison type, because it's all like things to know. You want to know their attack stats. Anyway, it's the web, and the answer is Gardevoir. There's weird stuff out there about Gardevoir, and I don't know why, and it upsets me.
Well, it's funny because Zenny said that. She also said Lopunny, and I can see Lopunny looks a lot like Lola Bunny. Like
Lopunny's like this with her. It's weird. It's like, why did you do like?
Yeah.
Am I nailing it? Am I getting it?
Yeah. Yep. There's also a Pokemon that is literally just a vagina, and it's Cloyster.
These names.
Cloyster.
These names.
They were originally going to name it Clitster, but it was too on the nose.
Dude, this thing's not fuckable. This thing has a fucking horn coming out of its
They were
clit.
gonna name it Clitster, but it was 2 on the button.
Dude, this
Oh
thing's
my
an
God.
aggressive vagina. There's no way. This is like a
Yeah,
dentata.
but that horn. That horn is just to let you know, like that's the spot. It's educational.
Right.
Yeah.
What
Oh
about
my
Slow
God.
Bro? Slow Bro seems like a really good, compassionate lay.
Yeah. Oh God.
I think
Autism.
I think the answer is Squirtle.
I mean,
Oof. Yeah.
Right? That's its own category.
So hot tub streamers, that's a thing.
Chris, are we ruining your
That's not
childhood?
much better.
so yeah, let's talk. Let's go from this hot topic of Pokemon Chris would like to fuck, and let's talk about hot tub Twitch streamers. By the way,
Speaking
Chris,
of Squirtles.
thank you, Chris, for sharing your being vulnerable with us and talking a little bit about your fuck fantasies. That's great. I appreciate you.
I'm proud of you, Chris. That's
Proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Also proud of the chat for sharing it too. People were really quick to jump on and be like, "Oh, it's this. It's totally this." So we're all apparently on the same page here. So well done.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting that when you Google hottest or most fuckable Pokemon, just the amount of related searches pop up. It's just, that's insane.
I'm just typing Pokemon Rule 34 and let's all have a party.
Boy, clear cache when you're done.
Go incognito mode.
No, I'm trying to have my fucking government agent know what I'm into, so they
Yeah.
they fear me.
They
Yeah.
need to know not to fuck with Matt.
Yeah.
Or at least they'll know what to send you on your birthday.
Set
Yeah.
the wolves
Oh.
on. Don't do the wolves. Don't
Actually,
do the
no.
wolves.
He will fuck the wolves. Should we send him like a really hot human female agent? Yes, he's afraid of those.
That'll really
That's the
intimidate
one
him.
thing he's terrified of.
Won't know what to do with it.
He has no idea where her cloister is.
I mean, he's got these two, fleshlights that he keeps in the dishwasher at all times. But I don't know, man. I don't think he's using them the way we think that he should.
Right.
He has no idea where her cloister is something I am going to repeat.
So hot tub streamers, am I right?
Oh, so before we move on from Pokemon, just because I know we're dying to move past this, but this is probably one of the most mean things that me and my friend Jay did in high school. There was this girl that we really did not like. She was like dating our friend, and we did not like her, and so we just called her Snubble because she was kind of like, I don't know, looked like Snubble, which is not a nice thing to say. If you just Google the Pokemon Snubble, it's Snubble.
It's like a bulldog.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's so mean.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh, well, what? You've never talked about somebody behind their back before? Come on.
Listen, I call people Slagathor. All right, I think that's so much more, term of endearment.
But what we would do is we would just send each other. Remember when Facebook would just you would just post on each other's walls, and that was just like how you communicated. We would just post a picture of Snubble on each other's Facebook wall like once a week for a couple months, and that was our way of just being like, fuck yeah. And now I get all these Facebook memories every year. It's just pictures of Snubble, and I'm transported immediately back.
To my Pokemon days.
So what happened to that girl?
Oh, she's doing
She evolved
fine.
into Granbull.
Yeah, she's that's funny. Okay, now we can move on if we want.
Oh, hot tub streamers, am I right?
Yeah, guys, me and Chris run the show now. It's our topic.
So if you're not familiar, there's a thing going around right now where there's a lot of streams right now that involve good-looking ladies doing live streams on Twitch from hot tubs, and it's
Doug and I
causing.
were going to try to get into this.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants to see us in a hot tub.
I disagree, but also I don't know if the people that want to see us are necessarily our fans, but maybe they could be. I don't know. So, here we are. It's caused kind of a ruckus because I think part of it is there's a lot of dudes out there that are a little butthurt about it, because there's already the dudes that get mad about the girls who wear revealing clothing while they play games and whatnot, and I think some guys are just like, that's bullshit. And the other side of it, though, which was interesting, was there was an article that talked about a couple of streamers who've spoken out about it. And the one argument that really struck me was one of the streamers, grab her name here, Melina, said that the Twitch is for ages 13 plus. And so they're like, what if a 13-year-old decides they want to do a hot tub Twitch stream? They're like, what's going to happen then is advertisers are going to pull all their ads. It's going to be Adpocalypse 2.0, and that's going to be really gross if that happens, because we all just assume it's adults that are doing this, but people that are younger than 18 can Twitch, they can stream. And so what if one of them just decides they want to do that? How weird and gross is that going to be, Well,
they're the ones that are going to be seeing this and probably going like, well, this is a trend. This is something I got to jump on board with. And it's very easy to see them try to utilize this to gain traction and, again, not be left behind in the trend, not realizing that this is not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what do you think about it?
Yeah,
But you wish we would have stayed on fucking
Matt, you wanna go
Pokemon, don't you?
Okay, because this is me and Chris's show now, we're gonna go back a topic. My dick is.
Never mind. I have thoughts now.
Yeah, this is the one topic that I don't really know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not true. I know what a hot tub is. I've seen Hot Tub Time Machine twice.
There you go.
I don't even like Rob Corddry that much. So we could talk about Rob Corddry if we want.
Of course, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is okay. So obviously, if you have 13, 14-year-olds who want to do hot tub streaming, you just wait till you're 18. And it even feels weird saying that because it's just oh, all of a sudden now it's okay that they're 18, and it's just I don't know, we're all 30 plus. It would feel weird.
Yes.
Yeah. It would feel weird to even watch just an 18-year. You know what I mean? I don't know. You remember being I don't know, 16 or 17 and being at home and like being up late at night and seeing the commercials for like Girls Gone Wild or something, and like that was like you're like, oh my god, like I can't believe this, like this is like, oh, I'm seeing this commercial. Like I don't know, it's just like as you get older, you're like, that is somebody's daughter. That is like literally just like an 18, 19-year-old. It's like it feels weird. Louis C.K. and I know he's kind of like a creepo, but like, have you guys ever listened to him?
Mm-hmm.
Like a stand-up?
Yeah. He has this one bit about how like as I get older, like I don't want to have like sex with like a 20-year-old. I want to fuck a woman. Like, and then he immediately rescinds on it. He's like, no, of course I want to have sex with like a 20-year-old with huge tits. But I don't know, dude. Like that concept just seems super fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how can you stop it? Like, can you just like delete their account or like?
I mean, I think you probably have to increase your the specificity of your terms and conditions, maybe, and like make it like really, really locked down. And so, okay, you violated the updated terms and conditions. What is it, like a percentage of skin showing per age? Like, I honestly don't like. You have to get super weird and legal with it. I feel like is the only way to stop it.
Yeah, I think because on the adult side of it, like I don't have a problem with it. The people that are getting mad about it, I'm like, fuck off. Like, whatever, man. However people want to do this, it's totally up to them. I am all for the OnlyFans of the world. Great. I'm thrilled that people can go and basically do sex work in a clean, legit, safe environment. It's totally cool, man. And I like that it's becoming less of a taboo. It's like, there's this thing. You can go subscribe. If there's a particular person that you like to follow on there, do it. $10 a month. You get access to videos, pictures, whatever. Same thing on Twitch, man. If you're really interested in watching a woman play video games, then other nights she's hot tubbing and just chatting, and you can pay bits to have her turn to the other side to see the other side of the side boob. Whatever, man. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all.
Chris,
I'm sorry, I'm more of a left side guy. Could you?
I've only seen it right. I want to see what's on the left. Can you turn for me?
Just like how there are so many either OnlyFans. Let's just call it OnlyFans or fuck it, like Twitch or any type of streaming service, paid or free. You can get so weird and specific with what you do that like there's an audience for anything. I think Chris had a really good idea. I forget when we were talking like 6 or 8 months ago. He was like. You were like, Chris, you were like, I bet if we just like played video games in our underwear and like ate the same bagel and just kept like passing a bagel back and forth that we like took bites out of, like people would just like pay so much money for that. And I don't know, still a viable.
Yeah.
I think you would legitimately find an audience. Yes.
Yeah, there's absolutely a niche out there. But that's what you were saying, like, Doug. It's like, yeah, there's OnlyFans. It's like, if you want to do that, there is a platform for that. It exists. It's called OnlyFans. Go do it there. Twitch is like meant for gaming. It's like, obviously, yes, you can do it here, but like there is a different app for that. I have this web browser for say what? They're not gaming, they're in a hot tub.
And gaming.
Well, that's how you get electrocuted.
Chris, you also realize we're doing a podcast live on Twitch. This is not a video game either, but we're also doing a podcast. So, Twitch is for everybody.
But if we were doing this podcast all buck naked, touching ourselves, that would be OnlyFans.
It could be. Oh, who's to say you can't do both, right? You do a softer version on Twitch, right? To gather, right? To scoop in more people. It's like, do you want to see more? Come to my OnlyFans. I take, I get fully nude there and do other stuff. Like, you can do both. Like, I think it's just shrewd business,
And I think she makes a great point. I mean, it's like, it's for 13 and up. It's like, it's there in the terms and conditions. So, like, it should be like 13 and up sort of stuff. I mean, like, again, like a bathing suit, like, a PG-13 movie probably has like a scantily clad woman. So it's like, yeah, I guess like in the grand scheme of things. But like, yeah, that's not what it's made for. There's other platforms. Go do it there. But it also does go, I have this like theory that is not studied at all. That like everything eventually goes like, I just have this idea that's like every app eventually goes to porn. Like even Snapchat, it was like when it came out, it was like, oh, this is absolutely for like sending,
nudes,
naked photos.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh no, people are actually using it for fun. But now it has become you see like the things on like Tinder and like Bumble where it's like, this is my Snapchat, follow me, pay me. And it's like, and there it goes, it went to porn. Instagram, it was like for the longest time it was food. And then it was other, I don't know, like memes. I mean, still is, but now it's kind of like Instagram models and it's going straight to porn.
And porn.
And Twitch is just kind of heading that way.
And that's like same thing with Pokemon. It's like, these are fun, these are for kids, and porn.
And porn, yeah.
It's an unescapable law of nature.
It's true.
If you create it, it will become porn.
People will try to fuck
Look
it.
at the flashlight. We had a flashlight. It's like, this helps you see at night. And porn.
Yeah,
And
right?
I want to fuck it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes. You know the guy who invented
Someone
My
took the
Pillow.
batteries out and was like, well, hold
I can
on
fuck
now.
this. Yeah, I can fuck this.
I'm about a D cell. Yeah.
AAA, baby.
One of my favorite robot chicken sketches of all time was this guy goes and scientist presenting people goes, and now I present to you the robot of the future. Any questions? Someone goes, can you fuck it? He's like, what? He's like, can you fuck it? He goes, no. And everyone goes, brah, and just leaves the room. And that's the sketch. Like, just.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so fucking true. You know what I mean?
So good.
It's so true.
I just don't. I think, Chris, to your point, I think that is an inescapable just law of, I don't know if it's society, if it's internet, if the two have kind of merged, but I think that's an inescapable, almost guarantee that if something gets created, someone's going to find a way to, sexify it. Someone's going to try to find a way to turn it to porn.
Life finds a way.
Porn finds a way.
Yeah, it does.
That's not to say, but at the same time, it kind of goes back to advertising dollars, money, where it's like, what's the root of it all? Sex sells. Yeah. I mean, they're probably making tons of money by just like being there. The thanks for the $50. Thanks for the $50.
Well, and Doug and I were talking about this the other day,
75.
was that a fool and their money are soon parted, right? Like if these people are getting individuals to let go of their hard-earned dollars to turn to the left or turn to the right while they're playing a video game in a bikini in a hot tub, that's it's capitalism, right?
And I look at it as like,
it's the free market.
I made the joke that, hey, I know how to spell Pornhub just fine, and I can find exactly what I need, for that sort of stuff. But some people have a different need, right? Some people, the great thing about Twitch is you can interact with the people on the screen. Everyone has their own TV channels that they're broadcasting from. And to see someone and be like, hi, I think you look pretty. They're like, oh, thank you. It's like, oh, they acknowledged me. There's something to that, right? You can kind of build a connection. So I think this makes this a little bit more special. I hesitate to use that word, but it makes it a little more intimate, I would say, in that you can look at whatever you want, wherever you want. It's like, cool. It's a one-way street, right? I watch this thing. But if I'm on Twitch, I mean, I've done it myself. I've, chatted with some people that I really like, that I respect, and they're like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, they said thanks to me, and I felt special for it. Now imagine you're looking at someone who's beautiful, and they look sexy, and you're watching them on the screen, and you're like, hi. They're like, hello. You're like, oh, that has to be, I think there's something special about that, but it's a murky area. And I think it could be, especially if you're talking about underage people, that's less murky. That's just bad. That's dangerous territory.
Talking about underage people, the whole conversation shifts. Yes,
that goes to jail. That's do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
And you know what happens when you're in jail? Go straight.
Go straight to porn. Exactly.
I've seen these videos.
Yeah. Oh, Jared said, Doug, I think you're pretty. Thank you, Jared. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Doug, turn to the left.
$50 first.
Yeah, just hit the bits and donate your bits to see
I don't
my
know
bit.
if people know this.
Hey, donate
right
bits for bits.
if you drop 50 bits, you can tell Doug to do pretty much whatever you want.
Right? That's right.
Yeah.
No.
He won't do it,
bits?
but you can tell him to do it.
Bits or points? I got 610 Mind Gap points. Can I use those? Or those my bits?
I mean, those are the things you can use to cash in channel rewards. Bits is actual money. So 100 bits equals $1. So
tickle my bits.
Yeah,
Wait,
tickle my bits.
You have Mind Gap points?
Yeah, like the longer you watch our channel, the more you can unlock different features. Yeah, it's pretty
Wow,
cool.
that's so cool.
For 10,000
What
points,
are
you can
bits? Is that like Bitcoin?
let out the emergency fart for 10,000 points.
Oh,
Just like Slotty just did.
You guys can't hear that, but on the stream, it happened.
It happened. Yeah, that'll come through nicely on the podcast. It'll be great.
Was it really funny?
It's a pretty.
The emergency fart is 2 farts in 1.
Yeah. And then they just asked me to do push-ups or sit-ups. So there you go. They cash those in, so I get to stay fit. Thanks for keeping me
I was gonna
fit.
say, damn, they're like really helping you out there.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I cash in 50 of my bits for you to have a healthy dinner. Eat it.
Eat a salad.
I do like how
They just made me dab. There you go.
I do like how I have somehow gotten out of all of this where like now when they redeem points, it's just Doug that has to do them.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Yep. That's good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know what else makes sense? An arena where 2 things come together and they look at each other square in the eye and they consider, do they diddle or do they fight to the death? And the answer is they fight to the death. And this is what we call the throwdown. You guys can't hear the music.
Welcome to the throwdown.
Hey, it's the throwdown music done from Doug's side. Justin didn't hear it, Chris didn't hear it, Matt didn't hear it, but you, the listener, you heard it. So congratulations. Nope.
Cool.
Hey, we didn't talk about Invincible. All right.
It's okay.
Season 2. Check it out.
Yes, coming out soon. So, Justin, you said that this is a special throwdown.
This is a special.
Lay it out for us. Why is this a special throwdown?
So in episode 165, we had 2 people face each other, and one of our super fans was going back through like a madman that he is, going back through and listening to all the throwdowns. It also could be because we asked him to do this and document them, but he's still a madman, and he did not agree with the decision that we came to on this previous throwdown in episode 165. So he said, you guys are going to have to convince me because I think you're wrong. And he actually left us a little audio recording about it. And Doug, if you want to cue that up right now.
Here we go.
Hey guys, I've been reviewing your throwdowns over the last year or so, and I noticed in episode 165 you had Thanos versus Darth Vader. Now, you argued this, the episode came out in October of 2018, and you were arguing, this was obvious, I shouldn't say obviously, but this was before Endgame came out, and basically you stripped Thanos of his glove and said without the gauntlet, it would be Darth Vader that would win. Well, I would like you to revisit this, since in Endgame we see him challenge and hold his own, and some would say almost beat 3 or 4 Avengers without the glove. So I'd like you to revisit this because I don't see, maybe you can convince me, but I don't see Darth Vader beating Thanos, given what we've seen in the movie universe. Convince me.
Cool. So
Haig is saying that he thinks Thanos would take Darth Vader. Haig is not happy that we originally picked Darth Vader over Thanos.
because we said the way we laid it out was that Thanos versus Darth Vader, if you take the Infinity Gauntlet off, Darth Vader would win. But Haig is saying that when we saw Endgame, we watched him fight against, 3 Avengers at once and most powerful, characters in that universe, and he was able to hold his own. So he was suggesting, he's like, convince me that Thanos wouldn't lose, more or less.
And between those 3 was coming out on top until the portals opened and everyone came back. So there's a good chance that if those portals didn't open, that would have been lights out for Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. So
yeah.
So Doug, why don't you give us real quick? Can you give us the tail of the tape between Darth Vader and Thanos? Let's dig in to what are the powers and abilities. What are these two titans of evil doing?
So first things first, with Vader, of course, we've got the power of the Force, right? So we've got telekinesis, we've got force push, force pull, force repel, force choke, force grip, force stasis, which can slow stuff down, levitation, crush, throw, barrier, and saber throw. He's got energy absorption, telepathy, force vision, force sense, force stealth, rage, jump, dash, fold space. You can transport anything across space. Really, I didn't know that. Teleportation? What? Vader can open a wormhole? What? I didn't know that's a thing. Advanced strength, cybernetic enhancements. He's a master of lightsaber. Yada yada yada, on and so forth. We go on and on and on. Thanos. So we've got godlike strength. So there's that. Superhuman agility, superhuman reflexes, superhuman stamina, nigh invulnerability.
Our new favorite one on this show.
Right. I love this thing too. After his resurrection, death increases ability to resist injury to a much greater degree. He's now nigh invulnerable. He has withstood at point blank range planet-destroying attacks without any harm. Again, this is comic books, so we're not going down that path. Also, immortality, regenerative healing factor, telepathy, matter manipulation, mystic capabilities, flight, teleportation, super genius intellect, skilled unarmed combat, and mystical knowledge. So
typically how we break this down though is we have to go with what we've seen. We could go super deep into the comic realm and the deep canon, but typically what we're going to go with is what we've seen these two characters do in the cinema. So
Slotty also says he gets +3 to child murder. So his favorite foe is younglings. So there you go for Darth Vader.
So with that, Chris and Matt, where are you leaning right now? How are you seeing this shake out?
My initial reaction was Darth Vader, and then I've been listening to everything, and I'm trying to find a reason to go over to Thanos, but I feel like I'm standing firm with Darth Vader.
What makes you say that?
So Thanos is very strong, but the strength is attached to the physical form. And I just feel like my awe of the Force is just like, and especially Darth Vader's control of it. Like, okay, there's a scene in, is it Endgame or is it Infinity War, where like they almost get the gauntlet from Thanos, and like somebody's choking him, Mantis is keeping him asleep, but like he's being choked. I mean, he's immortal. He needs to breathe. I mean, if Darth Vader can just fucking choke him, man, like he's gonna kill him. Just force choke him.
It's a very good point.
Go ahead.
So, are we saying that Thanos has the glove, or he does not have?
Does not have it.
No gauntlet.
So without the gauntlet, sure, he's super strong. But if we can see Darth Vader, okay, I know you said he could teleport, but let's take that away because we haven't seen teleportation in the cinemas. But let's say he can do, we have seen Jedis do force jumps and dashes, which are super fast. What if Darth Vader gets a sweet dash and like, he's got a fucking lightsaber. He just takes his arm off. Lightsabers can cut through anything, especially a physical body, strong as it may be.
And Beskar steel.
Okay, but he doesn't have that. Actually, thank you. That's very important, Chris. If you give Thanos some Beskar steel armor, maybe. If you give him the gauntlet, maybe. But I think man to man or cyborg to man, but Darth, he's got his lightsaber too. I even venture that he might be able to beat Thanos without his lightsaber. But I say if he's got his lightsaber on him, it's a done deal for me. Without the lightsaber, I still think he can do it.
Interesting. I like it. Chris, what do you think?
It's Darth Vader 100%. Come on, forget about it. Come on, he comes out of... Okay, here's the thing. Here's what I got.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited.
Yeah, so here we go. We got them on the they're in the battlefield, right? Here's one thing though. You're like, oh yeah, Captain America and Thor and Iron Man, like he almost bested all three of them. Yeah, until the woman came in, picked him up off his feet, and then he couldn't do anything, and he got destroyed. He was like, oh, kill everybody, including my own men. Come on, the guy's weak. He doesn't even have he's just conviction. He was like, kill everybody. Anyway, there's all to say. That's what Vader would do. He would just pick him up and he would just toss him wherever he wants. He could force choke him. He doesn't even have to be near him to do this. We've seen him sense Luke on another planet. He's like, I know who's over there. I'm like, come on. How do do you come at this guy if he already knows where you are? Like, Thanos has nothing. He has literally his brute strength. So it's like, oh yeah, he's as strong as the Hulk. Great. He's got to get close to him. He's not going to let that happen. It's Darth Vader. He's smart. He probably is like, yeah, if he hits me, I'm a crushed can. So like, I'm just going to keep my distance. And I'm going to just use some force pushes on him and stuff. Like, come on. Haig, use your head.
I agree. So Haig, two of the things Haig brought up was, one, he goes, we don't know what, with Thanos being, withstanding energy blasts and, lightning from Thor's hammer and all this other stuff. He's like, we don't know if the lightsaber can cut through him. To that, I would say, Stormbreaker, did a pretty good job of cutting his head off. I'm just going to put that out there. So, and then secondarily, when I brought up the force choke, Haig was like, we don't know if Vader has to, whatever he's choking, force-wise, does it have to be able to fit within his physical hand for him to choke?
Hey, no, gosh dang it, Haig.
No.
He literally,
I know this.
When he becomes Vader, he busts out and he screams no, and everything around him is crushed and pulled down. We see giant pipes like the size of a human just like crumple, which is what he would do to Thanos. He would pick Thanos up just like Scarlet Witch did and just crush him just like Scarlet Witch did. The only thing is that he had a ship shoot her that stopped her. Otherwise, he already lost to the Force.
This was symbolic. Okay.
Yes. He didn't even need to do that. He could have been like this.
Yeah, he could have gone, oop, you're choking.
that Kids in the Hall thing where he's like, I squish your head.
He could have done that.
Yeah. The thing that I brought up to Haig to counter that was the fact in Rogue One, when he shows up at the end in that hallway and just fucking whomps like 10, 15, rebel guards, and they've all got blasters trained on them, and he's in the compact hallway, and he doesn't even tax his respirator. He's not even breathing heavy,
He picks up one dude, puts him against the ceiling, and walks like under him, doesn't he? And he's like, I'm gonna leave that guy there.
Absolutely, yeah.
He doesn't even tax his respirator. That is awesome.
That's all it is.
His inhaler.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like the original movies, 4, 5, and 6, obviously you're like, oh, this guy's fucking badass. Like, he's terrifying. Don't fuck with him. I don't think they really do him justice how strong he is. Because then you go back to movies 1, 2, and 3, which are lame movies, but then you kind of see like, oh shit, it's he's crazy beans. But Rogue One is really what does it in that scene that you described. And I think there's like books out there that like they should really make movies about like the Darth, like just about Darth Vader, because apparently it's like I feel like his true power never really gets seen in cinema.
Let me introduce you to the Vader comics because they're great. They're fantastic.
Please do.
There's one that Doug always references called Vader Down. And Doug, do you want to give the scenario, the setup? And again, we can't use this because it's not in cinema, but we can all agree it should be. Doug, set us up with this.
Yeah, he essentially Vader gets shot down by rebels, and there's like 40 rebels that surround his ship, and they're like, surrender! You have to surrender, Vader, you're surrounded. He goes, I'm surrounded by fear and dead men, and he just annihilates all of them immediately. They just get wiped out. He just completely destroys them. And go ahead. Damn it, Vellucci. My 2 cents on this is like the 3 Avengers he fights are all physical like beings, right? Like you got Thor, you got Cap, you got, I would say, while Iron Man's shooting projectiles and stuff, he's still a pretty physical thing. The one thing that Thanos does not do well against is magic. Even when he has 4 stones, Doctor Strange goes toe to toe with him in Infinity War. He does a really good job of it. Like it's really, really good. And then, same thing like you brought up Vellucci, like Scarlet Witch just completely, I would even say Captain Marvel basically whoops his ass too, and except he uses the Power Stone to essentially stop her at that point. So I think anything magic related without the gauntlet, he's in trouble because again, force choke, crush him. And I would say, okay, let's say that he's got his blade, and let's say that it can block lightsaber stuff. I'll give that to him. He's still going to get the shit cut out of him. Like you said, if Stormbreaker can cut through him, a lightsaber could. So I would just say that, while I think Thanos is hyper intelligent, I just don't think he's going to have a leg to stand up against Vader. Vader, I think, in every way, shape, or form would beat him. So.
And Doug, do you bring up a really good point about the scene where Scarlet Witch? Chris brought this up too, but like that scene where Scarlet Witch comes down and just like totally rocks his shit, and she says that famous line where she's like, "You took everything from me," and they made a meme out of that where Thanos represents all boomers, and she goes like, "You took everything from me," and he goes like, "How do I open a PDF?" And it's like, so like if Thanos gets made to look like a fucking idiot out of a meme, or has Darth Vader ever been made to look like an idiot with a meme? I mean, there's your winner right there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So let me see if I do. Go ahead, Chris. No, please.
I wanted to add one last point that I would like. Again, thinking about Vader, and like he says the line like, "Oh, after they blow up Alderaan," he's like, "Yeah, blowing up planets, that's cool and all, but it's like inconsequential, like to the power of the Force." Like,
yeah,
if that's not a terrifying sentence, like.
That's a really good point. Yes.
I don't think Thanos is wielding that power. What's he gonna do? Like punch a planet to death? No, I'm sorry.
I mean, what Thanos has at his disposal is an army and a conviction to kill half of the universe, and he does it one planet at a time. But by himself, I mean, Vader's like, yeah, this station's cool, but yeah, it pales in comparison to what the Force can do. And that by itself is like, he wields that power, and it's like, okay, yeah, I think he would beat Thanos. So sorry, Hag.
So here's what we're saying.
Vader for the win! Hey!
Worst part is it sounded about the same as it did before.
God.
But hey, the effort is what matters. So speaking of what matters, Chris, Matt, thank you both so much for taking the time to come and hang out with us. This was so much fun. We covered some really interesting topics tonight, and I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to be here. This is the part of the show where we obviously want you to promote anything you've got going on, and also drop any recommendations, movies, TV shows, books, comics, whatever you got. Throw them out there, but first tell people where they can find you, what you got going on, and then whatever recommendations you got. Chris, we're going to start with you.
Matt will take the bottom from earlier about the Chris and Matt show stuff, but we're going to be filming some sketches, which we will be releasing soon. Those are going to be filmed end of May, so possibly like a month or two after that. So sometime July, August, we'll have some new videos coming out. Some things to people to check out. I mean, things that I've been checking out lately and have been loving is Ted Lasso. Fantastic show. If you haven't seen it already, Invincible. Obviously, I think I just took Matt's. I'm so sorry, Matt.
No, they're great. They're great.
And then those Vader comics that I just mentioned. Like seriously, you're all Google savvy. You can find them for free online, and they're fantastic comics that kind of. Because if you think about the first three movies, 4, 5, and 6, they don't really go into Vader's story too much, like that in between. And it really dives into like all the horrible things that he can and has done that brought him to the dark side, which is why it's like a little like crazy to think about him going back, because like he went deep. But yeah,
the love of his son brought him back. Matt.
I got 3 things for you, baby. Don't watch Saturday Night Fever. Do fuck a lot of Pokemon, and then follow Chris and Matt on YouTube. I'm out. No. Yeah. I mean, Chris. Basically, I echo everything that you said, man. Like, I think Chris like basically just watches everything first, and then he tells me what to watch, and then I watch it and I like it. Like Ted Lasso and Invincible, both amazing shows. But in terms of us, yeah, like you said, we're filming a bunch of new shit in 2 weeks from yesterday, and that's going to be like little Justin will be there. Doug, you can come hang out if you want, as long as you're not like disruptive.
No promises.
Okay, then you're out. No, you can't come. Yeah, man, we're all like taking off work, like we're all like putting in off time at our big boy jobs to make work for our make them up. That's fun. So
that's
stay
awesome.
tuned for that.
Very cool.
Oh, and then we're going to come out with a new podcast called The Reviewniverse, and where we watch the last 10 minutes of movies and then we basically judge them. It's like judging a book by its cover, but like the back.
The back cover. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, where the synopsis is.
It's so good.
Amazing. Justin, what do you got this week?
I'm just gonna stick with I'm on the Ted Lasso kick as well as these two are. So watch Ted Lasso. July 23rd, season 2 opens up, and I think it's gonna be about 10 episodes again. So wait 10 weeks, then get your free Apple subscription, your 7-day thing. Binge the first 2 seasons and then cancel it. I'm fully on board with that, but you need to see Ted Lasso. Doug, what do you got?
I've just started watching Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix. If you like Black Mirror, this is a great show for you. It's essentially an anthology dealing with some level of sci-fi elements to it. Some of it's animated, some of it's live action, but they're all shorts. They're anywhere from 10 to 17 minutes, and they're awesome little tidbits. There's been some just really cool, interesting stories that they tell, and some of them are phenomenally animated, and it's really cool. And I think season 2 comes out this week, so I'd say definitely go check it out. I think it's really enjoyable. I've really enjoyed it. I've just, whenever I get a few minutes, I check one out, and it's been very cool. Some of them are super fucking depressing. Some of them are very hilarious. There's one where they talk about how yogurt takes over the world, and then there's some that are like industrial, just amazing independent film stuff where I'm like, God damn, that's really cool. So check it out on Netflix. Love, Death, and Robots. I highly recommend that. Also, please don't forget to follow MindGap on all social media at MindGap Podcast. Check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/MindGap Podcast. You can essentially come hang out with us while we record our podcast, like all the other cool people that are here. We also stream video games every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central. Last Saturday's was a hell of a time. We played What the Dub. You two have to join us next time we play. Essentially,
you will lose your fucking minds.
Essentially, it's a game which, first of all, you don't have to purchase. One person just has to host it like Jackbox games. But the way that it works is you watch a clip of a B movie, just a terrible movie, and then they cut out the dialogue for one bit, and you have to write what the dialogue's going to be. You can include sound effects. Amazing. It was so much fun. My stomach hurt from laughing so much. Like,
yeah, that sounds so fun. Please.
I'm the reigning champ right
dude,
now.
This guy was the 90s Bulls of the game. Like, he won 3 in a row, got his dynasty, lost one, then started back again, won it again. He won 4 in the night. Just killed it. Just absolutely killed it. So
yeah, I think we would love to do that. That sounds very fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's really, really cool. This Saturday, we're headed back into the dungeon. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, the fantasy board game, with Justin, Sam, with Eric, and with Jared, assuming Jared's laptop is still working. If not, we'll find a substitute. But we're going to head back in. We're going to see how these guys do. Hopefully they'll finish up the dungeon and level up, and we'll see where they go from there. So check that out Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/MindGap Podcast. And also, we're on YouTube, MindGap Podcast. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the likes. Whatever you do there, too. Justin also exists online as well.
On Instagram and Twitter at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Samsung Podcasts, new thing, Verbal, Podbean, all the places where you can subscribe and listen to the podcast. We'd love you to share us around, rate us, review us, and subscribe. The big one is sharing, though. Just copy the link whenever you find it and just paste it out to your social people and say, hey, go listen to these knuckleheads because they're fun. That means the world to us, and it goes a very long way. It's more important than you know, so please do it. Please. And then 2east8th.com/mindgap, and then just keep an eye on all of 2 East 8th stuff. Like these two said, we're going to be filming with them in 2 weeks' time, and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to have at least 10 new sketches for you, Chris and Matt style. And then Sid Penrose should be out to the public within the next couple weeks. Life and Debt of a Liberal Arts Major should be finished up very soon, and then we've got a few more things coming out. So lots cooking.
Lots of cooking. That being said, once again, Chris and Matt, thanks again for hanging out with us. This was an absolute delight. And can't wait to see the stuff that you guys film and put out there. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So that being said, I want to say, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Twitch, thank you.
Listeners, thank you.
And you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.